Hello everyone, it's your favorite girl Nika EMR. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're officially launching EMR story series. Today's story is about how I lost my first 50 million naira at age 27. This story is one story I didn't always want to talk about, but celebrating EMR at 12, I feel this is the right time for me to talk about and share my entrepreneurship journey for the last 12 years with you guys. And I hope an entrepreneur listening to this story would get inspired and not give up. In 2017, I got a project, a 12-bedroom duplex house to flip. And it was the time where I was sleeping in my office for 3 months. I didn't have a place to stay. And I finally got this project. And I said, okay, I was going to take it up, flip it, take my own side, and use the rest for EMR spaces instead of going and spending so much money on a flat. So I took it up and I started and I renovated it. I did it to my taste. I had a very lovely 1-bedroom apartment. It was beautiful. It was just an amazing space. And during this time, we had a lot of clients that came to me and was excited with the way we renovated the other spaces, and we were totally sold out. This was our 6th project already in our first 2 years, and it was exciting too for me. And then the temptation came. Clients came to us and said, since our project is sold out, we should start another one. And I went against my first rule, which means I'll have to finish this project totally before starting another one. But I succumbed to pressure and I went on and rented another 6-bedroom duplex off Admiralty Way in Lekki Phase 1. Perfect location for commercial and residential purposes. I took up the space, and one shocking thing is the space was bare. You see, as an entrepreneur, there are your ups and there are your down times. But one thing I always know is that even if it's tough, I still, move on. So I took this project and I started renovating it. There wasn't tiles from up to down. There wasn't POP. There was nothing. We took it. We turned it over, spent everything. By the time we were done, we had gotten about 10M from the income of the rent. We spent everything in the space. The money for the rent we paid to the landlord was about 5.5. So this is like 15 million gone, plus the money we got from our just concluded project. We had to finish it up because clients, was waiting for us to deliver. And EMR, once we say we are talk and do, you guys know us. So we started this project, and by the grace of God, we were able to turn this place around. If you look at the pictures, you can see it's old ceiling there, no tiles, nothing. A school took it as a hostel, and unfortunately they left, but I didn't take my time to do the research why they left. But when I got in there and saw the level at which this property was damaged and the maintenance was high, I now understood. But regardless, I'm an entrepreneur. We take risks. We are big risk takers. So I took up the place, turned the place around like you can see, and made the place beautiful. I also made sure I spoke to the agent the CEO and I told them this is what we are using this space for. 2 months down the line, the agent comes and says, oh, the landlord said he didn't know you were going to operate a commercial and residential space. I was like, wow. The landlord says you should leave. Guys, it was like a joke. I said, sir, what did you say? This is over 20 million gone already. We're anticipating to make our 50 million at least in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. What's happening? And I was a young entrepreneur. I was just 27. Now, guys, listen. There were 3 major mistakes I made, which I wouldn't want any entrepreneur to make when you're embarking on the project. 1, I was too young and I failed to get counsel from my mentors and the elderly ones I could find. So I jumped into the project without getting proper counsel. 2, I didn't have a proper legal team. Guys, you know, if you're into real estate, you and the law 5 and 6, you have to have a proper legal team that will brief you properly, go through your agreements before you sign in any business transaction, especially when you'll be spending a lot of money in revamping the space. And the space is rented, not even for sale or not even for a long lease for like 20 years or 30 years. So my lawyer then told me, oh, it's fine. That phrase of subletting of the BQ stands for everything. But I didn't feel okay, but I trusted my lawyer. But that was the phrase the landlord and his agent and his lawyers used against me. And the 3rd mistake I also made was to make sure my accounting books were right. If I'd done a proper inventory and I'd seen that the whole income we're going to make was going to go into this project, if I'd seen that even I was going to put in more money into this project, mind you, I had a fantastic deal to take on Fola Oshibo, if you know Fola Oshibo, a mall. And I was scared that I won't sell out the mall because I was used to renting out residential spaces that will get more money. So I picked between the mall and this project. And trust me, my decision was wrong because at the end of the day, when I did my inventory and my calculations, I found out that I could have spent lesser renovating the mall, and between 2 to 3, 4 years down the line, I would make more than 50 million. Like now, you can't get a duplex to rent on Fola Oshibo minimum of 20 to 25 million naira now. And that project, that duplex I got then in Fola Oshibo was just going for 4 million. Same price with this house. And this house I had to pay extra fees. So those were the 3 major mistakes I made. Not calculating my inventory on costing, not using a good legal counsel team, and also being too young to not realize the importance of seeking an elderly counsel. So those are my 3 mistakes. So I'm like, what's going to happen? I had to take my L. So what's going to happen? Within 1 year, we had to clear out. My tenants were already scared because the landlady said something. She said, oh, I have a child your age. She's actually older than you and she can't be making more money than me. And I'm like, okay. And the funniest thing is that this landlady didn't even appreciate the fact that I took her property from the ground and I elevated it. It just looked like they just took the advantage of me being young and not knowing the rules. Because if I had known the rules and if I had good legal counsel, my lawyers could have taken up the matter. We could have gone to court and I could have made sure at least I collected back my 20 million. Now, to shock you guys, both the CEO of this agency and my landlady are both redeemed members, RCCG. I used to attend Banana Island, Olive Tree. And when I saw her in church that day, she was like, oh. And I just looked at her. But reality came to me that no matter if you have a church member, when it has to do with business, people don't look at, oh, we are going to the same church. So you have to be a shrewd businesswoman. So it made me stronger. I accepted my L. I accepted the fact that, both the CEO of the agency, were my church members, but I didn't let that, put me down, because when you love God for who He is, regardless of anything. So I looked at this project and I said, I will not spend this kind of money again on a rented project. I took up a challenge and I said, I would also not let people keep calling me a fake landlady. That time, some of my clients would say, you're not the real landlord. You don't have a house on your own. So I'm like, okay, from now, the next project I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I own this project. EMA owns this project. Even if it takes 2 to 3 years, we are going to achieve it. And that was my goal. I left that place and I started working. I went back to the drawing board. We kept on managing the other spaces we had. And trust me, my birthday, 2019, yes. No, not my birthday 2019. My birthday 2018, we decided to launch Theo's Luxury Construction. Guys, when you launch something and you don't even know which way, that's going to be like another story of another day. Because the project we launched, we were expecting to go to site to build in white sand area. But apparently God said that wasn't the appropriate time to launch this project. And we waited to the appropriate time. 2019, we acquired our own property and we started massive renovation, upgrading the property from what we saw it to a multi-million naira property. I had the best team in Theo's Luxury Construction. We turned over that house, we flipped it to a smart home, and till date, our first smart home buyer of Theo's Luxury Construction keeps thanking us. She keeps saying she bought right, she bought the best house, and her comments during our celebration post just made me appreciate the reason why I am an entrepreneur. So guys, there were a lot of setbacks. 50 million naira then, right now, is worth 100 million naira, which is $100 million. I felt I lost it, but I gained more. I gained something that was permanent. I gained a project that I worked on with no fear. I gained a project that I loved with my whole heart. I gained a project that a year before I'd seen into the future that I was going to launch a smart home, and I even did a proper launch, and Theo's Luxury Construction was bettered. So I don't know that entrepreneur that is feeling down. You could have lost money. No, you have to stand up. Don't give up. Keep going strong. And guys, to listen to more of my earmouth stories, you have to subscribe on my YouTube channel at Nikki Earmouth. Like we will say, do not carry last. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. The question for our giveaway will be